It's Friday, July 4th. In the headlines, Jamaica's economy grows 1.1% in the first quarter of 2025. Wage talks between Finance Ministry and the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions set to begin on July 16. In business news, more funding for small businesses. Regionally, President Dr. Ifran Ali has officially dissolved Guyana's 12th Parliament, paving the way for general elections. And in sports, Jamaica Football Federation President urges patience as JWPL clubs await promised government funding. This is the weekend news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Jamaica's economy recorded a 1.1% growth in the first quarter of 2025. That's the word from the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin. According to new data released by Statin, the country's gross domestic product, the growth recorded in the first quarter of 2025 exceeded earlier projections of 0.8% by the Planning Institute of Jamaica. Acting Director General of Statin, Leisha Delashbadere, shared the details in a press brief on Thursday. Growth was led by a 2% increase in the goods producing sector, alongside a 0.8% rise in the services sector, reflecting broad-based recovery.
We're seeing where most of the services industries recorded an increase. However, there were two of the services industries that recorded a decline, particularly real estate and business services, with a decline of minus 0.4%, and wholesale and retail trade, repair of motor vehicles, installation and machinery equipment, with a decline of 0.8%.
At the same time, Statin is modernizing how the economy is measured. The agency has adopted the 2008 system of national accounts, bringing Jamaica's national reporting in line with international standards.
The 2008 SNA, developed jointly by 5 leading international organizations, that's the United Nations, the IMF, the World Bank, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, and Eurostat, offers a more comprehensive, consistent and flexible framework for measuring economic activity in today's globalized and rapidly evolving economy.
Acting Director of Economic Accounting at Statin, Walata Wallace, says some industries have been reclassified. For instance, transport and storage is now distinct from information and communication. Tour operators, once grouped under transport, are now part of business services.
The construction industry is unchanged. The electricity, water, and water supply industry is now electricity, water supply, and waste management. It now includes waste management, which was previously under the other services industry. The wholesale and retail trade, repairs, installation of machinery and equipment is now wholesale and retail trade, repairs of motor vehicles, installation of machinery and equipment.
The updated methods apply to the March 2025 quarter, giving policymakers, businesses, and investors a more accurate snapshot of Jamaica's economic performance. The Ministry of Finance and the Public Service and the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions, JCTU, have agreed to officially commence wage talks on July 16. The decision was made during a meeting held Thursday at the Ministry of Finance with State Minister Xavier Main. The discussions aimed to reset the tone of negotiations following strong dissatisfaction with the government's initial wage proposal. The Thursday meeting established a framework for expectations and a timeline for concluding negotiations. The JCTU submitted its 2025-2027 wage and fringe benefits proposal in November 2023, seeking a 15% increase in year 1 and 10% in year 2. However, the Ministry of Finance recently countered with a 4-year proposal, offering 0% in year 1, followed by 2.5% increases in years 2, 3, and 4, a cumulative 7.5% increase over 4 years. That offer was promptly rejected by the Confederation. A clearer picture of Jamaica's population is on the way. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin, says it's on track to release the official results of the 2022 Population and Housing Census by the end of September 2025. It's the country's most comprehensive demographic count, and after the pandemic delays and extended data collection, Statin says the final population numbers are nearly ready. Acting Director General Leisha Delatibadere made the announcement during a virtual media briefing on Thursday, confirming that the census data is now in its final validation stage.
We're on track to release the official population count by the end of September 2025. And also, we are available to answer any additional questions that you may have.
Originally scheduled for 2021, Jamaica's 15th Population and Housing Census was postponed due to COVID-19. Field work officially began in September 2022 and ran longer than planned due to logistical challenges. The national census, typically conducted every 10 years, captures critical information on the size, structure, and socioeconomic makeup of the Jamaican population. Census data is used by the government, private sector, and other stakeholders to guide policy, development planning, and resource allocation. We'll keep you updated as the official numbers are released later this year. The National Housing Trust, NHT, is set to stage its flagship Home It Expo this July, offering Jamaicans a comprehensive in-person housing resource experience designed to empower contributors at every stage of their home ownership journey. The first leg of the event will be held on July 5 at Emancipation Park in Kingston from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. The second staging follows on Friday, July 11 at Harmony Beach Park in St. James from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Speaking at a recent Jamaica Information Service think tank, Assistant General Manager for Advertising, Marketing, and After Sales at the NHT, Sabrina MacDonald Radcliffe, said the expo, first introduced in early 2024, has quickly become a staple on the agency's annual calendar.
It is how NHT takes the information, yes, but also takes the resources as a one-stop shop to our contributors for them to access all that Sharon doing has shared, but tactical things on a one-day event.
The event will feature booths and displays tailored for home buyers, home builders, and home improvers, along with representatives from major mortgage providers and renewable energy companies. We often hear the statement that not everything on social media is real. One can easily get caught up in the realm of social media, the lavish lifestyles, the unrealistic beauty standards, and the overall expectations that are portrayed can have some serious effects on an individual. Brittany Walker went into the streets to hear the people's opinion on the matter.
Have you ever felt pressured by the lifestyles or beauty standards that are presented on TikTok?
I mean, yes, but not all the time because, you don't really know what people do for live that certain type of life or what come behind it. So sometimes, honestly, feel like say, yeah, more I want to live that kind of life, but sometimes my mind tell me say easy.
Not me personally, but I can understand for a lot of people how it's very influential to them, so it can become stressful. But I'm not easily swayed, so not me personally.
No, because each and every person have their own life, and normally on social media people like to portray a different type of lifestyle opposed to what's going on in reality. So people always try to post the glitter and the glamour and the nice side, but after that cut off now, then reality hit them, and then that's a different way of living. So no, I don't feel pressured at all.
Well, yes, basically seeing other people doing those things, like you're going to gravitate to them, like to do things where they want, because everybody wants to reach, as you can see. So I even have a lot of followers saying that would go live on TikTok to do like streaming and those things to get money and so on. So yes, I would say that.
Well, personally, no, not for me, because I know myself, but I know for a lot of young people out there who may not have experienced those kind of things, or they were lacking during their childhood years or so, they will be easily influenced, and they are going to want to gravitate to those kind of things after viewing it on TikTok.
No, not necessarily. I've never necessarily seen something on TikTok that affects me in any sense or form. But I'll see something on TikTok that I actually need to portray or even do in my own life. It's based off what you actually watch that comes up on your feed. And if you choose to be positive, then positive things will come up. If you choose to be negative, then negative things will come up. So if you want to be positive, you go for positive things that will enable you to be positive. But if you go for negative things, then that's exactly what you're going to do, and that's exactly what you're going to portray.
Of course. But I'm not going to make because of what I see out there, so I do what I see.
Why not?
No, so I'm a big man, I have my own mind. You get what I say? And we know from life itself that not everything glitter gold. You see me? And you know say right now a man owning vehicle and thing, you don't know how him get it. And we know say most of them want to push them vehicle. Them don't really have no education, or they don't really have no inheritance or nothing then. And then get it fast and you will work all your life. They must do so. You get what I say? How them get it, most of them in their badness. You understand? Most of them probably all want a friend vehicle. You don't know what they do for do what they do. You get what I say? So I'll do a kind of pressuring, because you have to live you have to live how you can afford to live, you know. You get what I say? That's why I say at the end of the day is what you're using it to do. Because if you go say social media and everything there, you have to target even music. Because it's not social media alone I do it. Music I do it, you know. Long before TikTok, I can't tell me who to listen to. Yeah. I mean, no bleach.
No, I never feel pressured in my life yet, but when I say, yo, I have to make it one day to just like them. Yeah. Because everybody have them time.
True.
Never feel so, miss. Never.
Why?
Just now have that in me, you know, miss.
Time now for the business report with Denise Williams.
Welcome to today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, here to bring you the stories shaping the financial world and guiding your journey to smarter business decisions. Let's dive into the top headlines. The Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, reports that Jamaica's population has fallen due to migration. In 2024, Jamaica had 27,000 more women than men last year, when it was comprised of 1,363,700 women and 1,336,700 men. There was a 0.1% fall in the country's counted population to 2.7 million people last year. The Development Bank of Jamaica, DBJ, announced that it signed a Euro $400,000 grant agreement with Agency Française de Développement, AFD, to support DBJ-led initiatives targeting MSMEs. This grant complements the US $5 million credit facility agreement signed on March 2025, in which DBJ and AFD provide financing for social and climate-related investments in key sectors such as agriculture, renewable energy, education, and healthcare. This second layer of financing will fund a comprehensive technical assistance program aimed at strengthening DBJ's institutional capacity and enhancing Jamaica's broader financial ecosystem. For the trading period ending July 3, 2025, these were the most actively traded stocks. Online education provider One-on-One Educational Services Limited, with 8,954,686 units traded, representing 34.32% of market sales volume. Toll road operator Trans-Jamaica Highway Limited, with 5,823,539 units traded, representing 22.32% of market sales volume. Alternative energy provider Wigton Energy Limited, with 1,240,404 units traded, representing 4.75% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the forex market rate set by the Bank of Jamaica. On July 4, 2025, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $81.15 million purchased and US $82.33 million sold by forex traders. Forex traders earned $2.02 per dollar, selling the US at $160.63 and buying the US at $158.61. The Canadian dollar netted forex traders $1.23 per transaction, with selling at $117.17 and buying at $115.94. The British pound yielded forex traders $2 in profits, with selling at $219.03 and buying at $217.03. For our credit report tip of the day, take control of your credit and you take control of your financial future. A high score doesn't just sit there. It qualifies you for premium cards that offer rewards, protections, and resources you can put to work right now. If you're ready to stop leaving money on the table, it's time to use your credit score as a tool to build wealth, not just manage debt. And that wraps up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, reminding you that every financial decision is a step toward your future. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and keep striving for success. See you soon.
In regional news, President Dr. Irfan Ali has officially dissolved Guyana's 12th Parliament and all regional democratic councils, paving the way for general and regional elections set for September 1, 2025. The move was made official on Thursday when the head of state signed 2 proclamations at State House, fulfilling his constitutional powers under the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. The president also used Thursday's address to call on every eligible voter to play their part in shaping the nation's future.
Fellow Guyanese, in accordance with Article 72 of the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, I have signed this afternoon Proclamation Number 1 of 2025, dissolving the 12th Parliament of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Similarly, in accordance with Article 73(2) of the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, I have also signed a proclamation dissolving the regional democratic councils. The proclamations also designate the 1st September 2025 as the date on which general and regional elections shall be held in the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Free and fair elections are the lifeblood of a democratic state. The upcoming elections represents our country's commitment to renewing the democratic covenant between its citizens and government. Elections provide the opportunity for citizens to exercise their democratic right to elect their president and representatives of the National Assembly. I urge all eligible Guyanese to participate in the upcoming elections, and in so doing, be part of this critical decision-making process of the state. The task of administering the forthcoming elections rests with the Guyana Elections Commission, and I remain confident in its ability to hold free, fair, and credible elections. I urge all Guyanese to support the work of GCOM. These are the two proclamations dissolving Parliament and the Regional Democratic Councils. Thank you.
Barbados' financial system remains resilient, underpinned by strong capital and liquidity buffers, despite heightened global and domestic risks. This is according to Deputy General of the Central Bank of Barbados, Alwyn Jordan. He adds that the country's economic expansion continued in 2024, supported by robust credit growth and stable household and corporate balance sheets.
Credit conditions were favorable throughout the review period, supporting loan growth and contributing to improved credit to GDP dynamics. At the same time, delinquency rates declined back to pre-pandemic levels, and in some instances, they fell below the pre-COVID period. Commercial banks reported solid profitability, with growth in both interest and non-interest income up by 7.5% and 8.8% respectively, while finance companies experienced a 9% decline in profit, primarily due to rising costs. Capital buffers remain strong, with capital adequacy ratios or CARs well above the regulatory minimums, with commercial banks and finance companies recording ratios of 21.2% and 19.5% respectively, compared to the international benchmark, which is 8%. This survey provides timely insights into trends in mortgage, consumer, and business lending, thereby assisting in our understanding of the dynamics in the credit market and the factors affecting credit availability. The first summary results of for the fourth quarter of 2024 were reported on the bank's website. The report showed that commercial banks reviewed approximately just under 5,000 loan applications of various types and approved roughly 75% of all of the applications. When they did deny a loan, it was mainly due to either the credit worthiness of the borrower or collateral challenges for businesses. Real estate remains one of the most significant areas of credit exposure for the financial system, with mortgages accounting for approximately 46% of total bank lending. This level of concentration represents a structural feature for the banking sector's loan portfolios. In 2024, mortgage lending rose sharply, particularly in the commercial real estate area, supported by favorable lending terms and credit campaigns. At the same time, construction costs rose, which continues to weigh on affordability and also to limit new real estate supply. While the sector is not likely to pose a systemic risk, its size and dynamics warrant close monitoring to ensure that risks remain well contained as the credit and real estate cycles evolve.
Cybersecurity, digital infrastructure, and innovation took center stage as a permanent secretary in the Ministry of Planning, Economic Affairs and Development, Sanjay Singh, outlined key national priorities at the closing of the Tech Hub Island Summit. From mapping communities to funding local innovators, the ministry is signaling a tech-forward push to secure and shape Trinidad and Tobago's digital future. The details in this report.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Planning, Economic Affairs and Development, Sanjay Singh, said the ministry will play a key role in helping protect the nation against cyber attacks.
We are focused on implementing a robust framework and invest in the talent of our digital infrastructure to foster trust in the digital environment. Equally critical is the development of human capital. This will be accomplished through the training and retraining of civil servants, educators, and professionals to lead a technical-driven future by upskilling initiatives.
P.S. Singh added that the ministry is focused on implementing new programs based on verifiable data. To that end, one division of the ministry is undertaking an important initiative.
The Central Statistical Office is preparing a geospatial exercise to begin mapping communities in Trinidad and Tobago to make data available electronically. This will track our physical space and can connect to the spatial development and land development goals of the Town and Country Planning Division.
He noted that the ministry is also investing in new innovators. He highlighted a specific project.
A program entitled Shaping the Future of Innovation recently handed grants to 25 local awardees with innovative business ideas. Within a range of $50,000 US to $70,000 US per recipient, this project is funded by the European Union in partnership with the IDB Lab and the Caribbean Industrial Research Institute, CARIRI, as an implementing agency.
P.S. Singh made his remarks as he addressed the closing ceremony of the American Chamber of Trinidad and Tobago's two-day Tech Hub Island Summit on Wednesday. Terry-Ann Brown-Campbell, TTT News.
We headline our sports report with football as the Jamaica Women's Premier League, JWPL, heads into its semi-final stage this weekend. Financial strains continues to burden participating clubs, many of which are still awaiting promised funding from the government. Despite a commitment made in February to provide each of the 11 clubs with monthly payments of $100,000 for a 5-month season, no disbursements have been made to date. The Jamaica Football Federation President, Michael Ricketts, is now calling on clubs to remain patient amid growing frustrations. One recent fixture between Cavalier and Springers United was postponed after the visiting team, based in Salt Spring, St. James, was unable to afford transportation to Kingston. It's being reported that some clubs are now questioning their ability to participate in future seasons under similar financial uncertainty. President Ricketts acknowledged the frustrations and confirmed that the delay appears to be linked to sponsorship breakdowns. He told the press, quote, "We understand the concerns and we're actively working with all stakeholders to resolve the issues." He continues, quote, "We continue to advocate for the timely release of the promised support," end quote. In other news, Captain Sanjana Nalapati teamed up with Vice Captain Mahir Terhan to give Jamaica its first gold medal at the Junior Caribbean Area Squash Association Championships at the South Sound Squash Club in the Cayman Islands. The number 1 seeded doubles pair successfully defended its title against Barbados in an exciting battle of skill, fitness, and excellent team coordination on the squash court. And that's it for the weekend news on PBC Jamaica. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBC Jamaica. Thank you so much for watching.